Hi, you're here with Mr. Canada, and going to look at increasing an amount by a percent. This is the addition method. So, it's called the addition method, well, because we're increasing, right? If we increase something, it's going to cost more, it's going to be more, it's going to be bigger than our original. So, this is actually going to use what we've learned before about breaking up into finding what that broken up chunk is, and then now we're going to add it back onto original. So, let's get started. So, example 1. If we're going to increase 100 by 50%, first we want to find this increase of 50%. So, 50% of 100, right, of 100 is what we've done so far, and we know that this is 50. Nice, easy value, right? So, this is where we have a little bit more because we're increasing, right? And there are different words to specify increase. Plus, you could sometimes say a tax of, interest, right? These are all different words that mean increase in maths. So here, since it's increase, we always start at 100% of the value, right? So here we're doing 100% really, plus our 50%. Which, at the end of the day, 100% of 100 is 100, and 50% is 50. So I chose these numbers because I just want to show you that they're nice and easy. And so we're going to get 150. Right? So let's move on to something a little bit more challenging so we can see where it makes a difference. So 160, this is 100%, right? And we want to increase, so we want to add 30%. So if we know 100% is 160, and then we can go maybe add 10% plus 10% plus 10%. So we're just breaking it up like we've done before, only we just adding on this original value. So 10% is 16 plus 16 plus 16. So that ends up being 160 plus 48. So that should be 208. Last example we're going to do with the addition method is, and just ignore that part on the bottom, don't know why that's there. Last part we're going to do on the addition part is we're going to increase 245 by 17.5%. So let's break up the 17.5% to something that we can do. Let's do 10% plus 5% plus our 2.5%. So we know at the end, if we're increasing, we're going to have 100%. And then add on all those, right? So, difference between increase and decrease is that you'll see is that instead of 100% plus, we're going to do 100% minus. So, that's where we're going with this. So, 245 plus 10% is 24.5 because we're just moving the decimal place. Then we take half of that, which is 12. Half of the 0.5 is 0.25. And then, to do the 2.5, we have to half this. So, half of 12 is 6. Half of 0.25, well, think of it this way. Half of 25, right, is 12 and a half. So, half of 0.25, same thing. We just half it there. We get 12.5. So, last thing we have to do is write them all together. If it helps, you can stack them all upon themselves. If you want, you can just try and do it without, but I wouldn't advise doing what I'm doing right now just because there's lots of room for error if you're not very, very careful. If you're doing this way, you could opt to cross stuff out as you go. But yeah, that's why I'm actually taking a long time because I'm doing it nice and slow to make sure I don't make any mistakes. So now I've got down to this part. So we're just going to go 24 and 6 is 30. 42. So it's 47. So it should be 287.875.